Hi everybody, it's me, Fabiola. So, I was watching Black Panther today with my kids, right? And if you haven't seen that movie, you really need to go watch it. Like it's like the bombdiggy.com. But anyway, one of my favorite parts of the movie is when during the original the first fight scene where T'Challa is fighting the leader of the Jabari not team but crew or whatever, right? And there was a time when T'Challa, or Black Panther, he was losing, and his mother said, "T'Challa, tell him who you are. Tell him who you are." And when T'Challa heard his mother say, "Tell him who you are," all of a sudden you see this change occur in T'Challa, right? Because it's like something snapped into him and was just like, wait a second, who am I? And all of a sudden he started to, you can see the change, the difference in him when he reminded himself of who he was, and then he started saying who he was. My name is T'Challa, son of, whatever the dad's name is, and this and that, and I am, blah 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 blah. I understand that was a movie, but that is such a very, very, very real and powerful thing to understand who you are. It is so mind-blowing. I can speak about this from experience because for about a year and a half or 2 years, I remember I was literally lost and confused because I was acting contrary to who I was. And I was literally living that way I was living that way because I was operating contrary to who I was, to the point where I really literally forgot who I was. And when I realized what the root of my issue was, and as a result of acting like that, it literally took me down a deep spiral of depression and having like these issues that I could not pull myself out of. And I prayed about it. And then I remember when I finally got my breakthrough, God said, "You're having an identity crisis. Who are you? Whose are you?" And then when I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Who am I? I'm a daughter of the Most High King, the daughter of the Most High God, and I am not a victim. I am more than a conqueror in Christ Jesus. I'm telling you, like, I literally had to write a list of all the things of who I am. I had to write a list, and I had to tell myself this and speak it to myself over and over and over and over again not only until I remembered it. I mean, not until I started actually memorizing this stuff because I literally said it like multiple times in the day, but until it was embedded into my heart and it was embedded into my mind. And then once that happened, oh man, like it was a revival in my spirit. It was a revival in my mind. It was a revival in my heart. It was a revival in my being. And I went from walking with my head down to my head held up high because I remember, oh yeah, that's right. I'm not a little pussycat. I'm created a lion. And if you truly understand who I am, you will truly understand that I'm not nothing to mess with. I truly am a lion because God created me as a lion. I soar like an eagle. And if you understand what an eagle is, understand that. But I had to remember that because in the end, it's just like an elephant, right? Don't you see how big an elephant is? An elephant is huge. Should that not be? Should that not be the king of the jungle? It should, but because of its mentality, it doesn't even realize it. Think about it. Really, really think about it, okay? Because when you have a lion, right? When the lion is walking, right, and it sees an elephant, you know what it thinks, right? When the lion sees an elephant, it says, "Ooh, lunch." The gall of that lion. The lion is not necessarily the biggest animal. It's not the biggest animal in the jungle. It's not the smartest animal in the jungle. But it's that mindset, that attitude. And because the lion understands who he is and what he's about and what he is more than capable of doing, he does it. That's, it's awesome. But then you get that elephant who is all big and it's a very smart animal. That mindset got him all jacked up because whenever he sees a lion, you know what he thinks? Oh, snap, I got to make a run for it. Because that lion is going to kill me. And the funny thing is that when you look at the size of that elephant and the size of that lion, It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. So anyway, I said all that to say, change your mindset, change your attitude, understand who you are, understand whose you are. Because when you have that, it's a wrap. That's it. It's a wrap. So what can you do to get to the point where you know who you are and whose you are? Who are you? Real talk. Who are you? Who are you? And if you really can't answer that, it's okay. Take the time out to really write, who are you? Because if you understand who you are, you're not going to sit here and act contrary to who you are. Because that was one of the biggest issues that I was having with myself, because I felt like I was being a hypocrite to myself, because I knew, especially in the beginning, you know, I was acting completely opposite of who I was, trying to please people and this and that. But for what? You know, it just doesn't make sense. It's literally a waste of time. But think about that. Who are you? Not who people expect you to be. Not who society expects you to be. Not who you want to be. Because even that, you can be literally operating contrary to who you were created to be. Take some time. Pray, fast, do whatever, and find out who you are. Because when you find out who you are, you will quickly realize that that is linked to your purpose. And once you figure out what your purpose is, can't nobody touch you. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody. And remember, figure out, who are you? All right. Bye.